All right, ladies and gentlemen, Don't Take Sports Talk with the Watts Brothers. Welcome to our podcast with me, Darren Watts. Say hello to Darrell Watts II. D-Dub, what's going on?
Yo, what's shaking, everybody? Welcome to our podcast once again. Darren Watts, what's happening?
There you got it. Another day of podcasting, as always.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we got our Quiz-mania question of the day, and then we have Double Take Sports Court. We talk about trends from the previous, well, let's not say the previous week, from the last few days as of this week, and had a Quiz-mania answer to the Quiz-mania question of the day, and then we'll have the final thoughts of our podcast. Darrell, ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's switch gears and let's head right into this bad boy, and let's start off with our Quiz-mania question of the day. Whenever you're good and ready, Darrell, the floor is yours.
All right. Quiz-mania question of the day. Darren, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Question. As the MLB season is coming to an end, who has the most consecutive games with a home run? Now, of course, for you, I had to put a note on there saying this is all time, anytime. So that's at least something I could give out.
Yeah, I think I know who it is, and I'm just gonna stick to that. I'm not gonna even go further into research or anything. I'm just.
You shouldn't have to. Yeah, you shouldn't have to. Okay. What did I just do to myself?
You tell me.
I'm always doing some dumb stuff. You know.
This is
you
not.
Know, so you
audio. Where we are doing. You know better than this. This is video.
That's what I'm looking. I was like, what the hell did I just do? You can I'm telling you, man, it has been the longest. I'm sitting up here getting notes together. I'd have stayed up half of the night. I said,
well, you still would have had to do it anyway.
Right. For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
But that would have been, it wouldn't have been for these 4 days. It would have been for that. It would have been for the following. Yeah.
Really? Oh.
I did all this crap. I had it. Idiot. Just an idiot. Okay. All right.
Well, you're not even done with the rest of the week anyway. It just stops up to where we're at today.
True.
Same thing with me. I had to stop where we're at for the day.
That's true.
Because of time constraint, as you know.
You could at least said something. I'll sit up and telling you full blown. I still have stuff to do. I'm like, you gotta mind yourself, player. This is not the audio. This is the video.
Well, I'm glad you did that because you still got to do Friday and Saturday because I'm putting it out on Saturday, so I got to have all that prepared anyway. So you just say stuff.
Well, I did, but this is what I mean. Printing. Just printed off shit that I know good well I was not supposed to be doing today.
Oh, that's your dumminess. That's your ignorance.
Yeah,
that's your ignorance.
It is straight up ignorance. But with that being said, that is a Quiz-mania question of the day. Darren will reveal that answer for us later on in the podcast. So, of course, we're just going to switch gears here and go right on ahead to our Double Take Sports Court. So, Darren, whenever you're getting ready, the floor is yours.
All right, let's take a look at the trends and what happened this past week going into this week. We're going to start off with Saturday, September 7th, 2018. Honorable mention. The college football team, the Pittsburgh football team, got beat by the 13th ranked Pennsylvania State by the final score of 51-6.
Did he even say anything about Pittsburgh being a ranked team?
Nope.
Garbage.
Nope.
They need to stop.
Not that I know of. I didn't see anything, and I didn't get into it.
Gotcha.
Hurricane Florence, 1 million people to flee as Florence Henderson. I forgot I put that in there. I was supposed to bypass that, but I didn't. Florence Henderson. So,
Wow.
so the one thing that I want to say about Hurricane Florence, real quick, is a lot of people just look at it as a hurricane situation, as many people are leaving. But the one thing that a lot of people probably don't look at is the people that are going in. So our prayers go to those that are going in, because they're going into danger. Everybody's trying to leave it. All of our first responders and electricity people, everybody that has a role to play are going in. Military, all of that, they're all going in. So my hearts and thoughts, prayers goes out to those that are going in far more than those going out. Now, those definitely going to be on my thoughts, prayers, and minds going out. But those ones that are going in are really the ones to be really
looking out for.
Yeah, they are the ones to look out for. Our city, Indianapolis, they sent a ton of electricians down there to the East Coast to help with the electricity once this is all said and done. So,
yeah, this is gonna be the time when everybody's going to put their helping hand out there and try to do what they can.
Yep.
Like Puerto Rico. Just sad. Just sad.
My headache just flared all over again.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you.
Serena Williams, yeah, I bet you did. Serena Williams, in anger and defeat, starts an overdue conversation. And if this is the same one that I watched, it is about sexism. And it's about the fact that she has seen a lot of guys get away with murder in the way they talk to umpires. And for her to get treated that way, that's her spark of that conversation, if that's the same thing.
Right, it could be. But here's what I got to say about that. Everything beyond true. But I got a theory intact that could actually help with the situation. They just picked the wrong judge. Period.
Yeah.
They picked the wrong judge for one, because I'm pretty sure that she has been outspoken once before.
Oh, yeah.
At any point of her career. But this one person just changed everything.
Well, here's something else. She did say that this happened too many times to her. Now, I don't know what she meant by that, but she did say that this happened way too many times throughout her career. I just don't know if her points taken away or whatever it was.
I don't think that has ever happened, though.
That might not.
I don't think that ever happened. And that is a problem.
But I'm
sorry, that's a problem.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it was. I'm not really a tennis person to understand those types of what they took away and stuff like that. I don't understand what that is. So
pretty much, in my personal opinion, robbed her of that championship.
Yeah, they robbed her without a doubt. Well, he did. He robbed her without a doubt. But some way, one way or another, she was just as golden to lose as she was to win anyway.
Exactly.
Usually somebody always come out better when they know that they have a record-setting record-setting advantage. Because she was going for her 24th Grand Slam.
Something like that. Mm-hmm.
She was going for her 24th, I believe it was, and that would have tied the record for most Grand Slams.
She ain't retiring no time soon, so he better get used to her. I'm sorry. So if he plans to do it anytime, she's gonna pass it. She's gonna hang up the shoes, hang up the skirts. She's gonna hang them all up.
Yeah, and if you're trying to prevent her from getting that, it ain't happening, Pim.
It ain't happening.
And then lastly but not least, the NFL was also trending. Just pretty much games and things that to look for week
Setting
one.
up.
Yeah, setting up of week one in the NFL. Which speaks going into Sunday, September 8, 2018, honorable mentions. Nothing but football except one thing. Patrick Mahomes, he connected with Tyreek Hill early and often. This was during the games.
And then you finish. That boy finished with 3 touchdowns.
Check. At that Kansas City?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people put Kansas City at the bottom.
Don't do that. If y'all ever decide that y'all want to overlook a team, pay attention to them first. Pay attention to them.
I got them winning the AFC West. I got them winning.
Didn't I pick them or Denver? I don't remember who I picked.
Los Angeles.
I said the Rams. Not the Rams, the Chargers.
The Chargers. We'll pull back film, but I'm sure you did.
Yeah, roll back. I don't think I don't recall myself.
First off, you really had a issue with me for saying Kansas City because you didn't think that would be the same without Alex Smith.
Oh, that was early in the year before Patrick Mahomes got drafted to the Chiefs.
It wasn't that long ago.
No, I did not doubt Kansas City. I don't think I doubted it was Rodney Harrison that did. You had said that over the podcast.
Who did he say was going to win?
You said that Rodney Harrison said the Chargers was going to win it.
Oh,
I don't think I said the Chargers.
I think you said either the Chargers or the Broncos.
The Broncos sounds more familiar.
You might have said the Broncos, but I know damn sure you didn't say Kansas City.
I could have swore. We'll roll that back.
I know you didn't say. I could guarantee you didn't say Kansas City. I bet 50 now you didn't say Kansas City.
I bet no 50 from you. Get past yourself.
All right, moving on to the NFL schedule. The New England Patriots was not favored to win for the first time since 2016 and still won anyway. The Washington Redskins, their running game failed as they win their first game of the season. The New Orleans Saints are shocked as they lose their season opener. And then the 49ers also was shocked in their loss in the opener. Sam Darnold, great in his debut, but do he still have a lot to learn? Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
The New England Patriots, Jeremy Hill to be placed on IR with a torn ACL. And then the Seattle Seahawks, Doug Baldwin has a partially torn MCL that come from reports.
Wow.
The Oakland Raiders brings back Martavius Bryant on a one-year deal. This does not replace the fact that the Raiders trade Khalil Mack. Agreed?
Agreed. I agree. You're just adding, in my personal opinion, unnecessary fuel power to the offense. You need the defense.
Exactly.
What are you thinking?
You need the defense. You need the defense.
Not smart. I'm sorry. Not smart.
Agreed. The Cleveland Browns, Josh Gordon's unplanned start due to the offensive coordinator's play calling. And then
so he didn't start?
I guess he didn't start. He played, but he didn't start.
Wow. Okay.
And then last but not least, Hurricane Florence, supposed to be a big one. As for what's trending on Sunday, going into Monday, September 10, 2018, Hurricane Isaac Newton. It tracks westward towards Caribbeans and it is now weakening. Here's what I found interesting, non-sports related, but I actually kind of love this one. The dictionary. Merriam-Webster added many millennial-themed words online.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't come across it.
What do you mean?
I haven't come across it. I read the Merriam-Webster dictionary.
You probably read it old-fashioned, don't you? You gotta pick up a book and read it, did you?
No, sometimes I read it online. I'll have a book. I don't have a dictionary anymore. I can't find it. I had a small Merriam-Webster dictionary. It was a small one. It was a
I don't know
thick
what
one.
happened to my dictionary. I gotta find it. I just got the electronic one. Can't read anything off of that.
I just pulled it up online and I just started reading. People think I'm weird for that. Well, that's how you learn.
That's how you learn. I think that came off of Eminem a lot too, didn't it?
Who?
Eminem.
No.
Wasn't it Eminem that did that?
Probably. But I didn't even know he did it.
Yeah, Eminem got his rhymes mostly by reading the dictionary.
And you learn. That's why he's the best.
He's the best.
That is why he's the best.
Mm-hmm. That's why he's the best.
Write it up in ink. That's exactly why he's the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I believe that was Eminem. I believe Eminem sat down and read the dictionary every day, and that's how his rhymes got enhanced, just by reading the dictionary. I don't know if it was Merriam-Webster, but he read the dictionary.
The point is, it's a dictionary.
It's a dictionary.
It's a dictionary. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely a dictionary.
Yes, sir.
Matt Patricia. Detroit Lions are upset with Matt Patricia over team rules and amount of work. Let's take a look at this scenario. They got their butts beat, 48-17?
Yeah, I think so.
What did I tell you? Do you agree with these Detroit Lions players?
Yeah, absolutely.
But here's another side to this. They've been so used to being so free that it's now been condensed.
True. I agree with that.
So they're not used to discipline. They're not used to rules. They have won a lot of games under their old defensive coordinator anyway. They just lost their first game of the season. Can you imagine what this is going to take a while to rebuild on the behalf of the defense?
Do you realize that Matt Patricia is the head coach?
Shoot, Caldwell gone?
Caldwell is gone. Matt Patricia took over as head coach for the Detroit Lions.
No wonder why. Okay, now see, that's what I'm talking about. I'm out of it. Yeah, so that makes it even worse. That makes it even worse.
Okay, now I can't hear you. You just unplugged yourself. Yeah, there you go. Let it all out. I'm so sorry. Do what?
Can you now hear me?
Oh, yes, perfect.
Now I agree with the Detroit Lions players. Now I agree with
that's why I agree with them. Remember, this was the defensive coordinator for the New England Patriots that left to be the head coach of the Detroit Lions.
But I will say this. It has nothing to do with it, but I do give Matt Patricia credit for one thing.
I can't. Leaving New England.
Almost.
Oh, that was close.
To the fact that he stuck to it.
Oh, yeah. Would you really want Josh McDaniels as the head coach? Seriously?
No.
I see where you're going with that, but I really have to ask you that. I really do. Since you had brought that, I really had to ask you that.
No, but no, I don't want Josh McDaniels as a head coach. Here's the thing. That just shows trustworthy. So it's hard for me to be that type of person to sit there and say, I can't overlook this. You know, Matt Patricia at least sat down and said, hey, I'm going to the Detroit Lions whether y'all like it or not. And he did just that. Josh McDaniels had already have formulated what he needed with the Indianapolis Colts, and the next thing you know, he says, nah, I'm pulling the rug from up under y'all. I'm staying with New England. At least Matt Patricia stuck to it. At least he did that. That's why I give him credit for. Not to the fact, I don't even care about Josh McDaniels not being a head coach. Matter of fact, I'm glad he didn't become the head coach. I'm glad he reneged. But all at the same time, it's about accountability, Darrell.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree, Darren. I agree. But I just had to ask. I had to ask.
No, I like Frank Wright. I love Frank Wright.
So do I.
That man could be the coach until he retires, for all I care. He could be a caliber coach when it comes down to it.
Wasn't he part of that 4 consecutive Super Bowl appearances?
Yeah, he was playing there, wasn't he? Or was he coaching?
No, he was playing, but he was backup quarterback to Jim Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I just answered my own question.
Yep. Mm-hmm. What question?
Was he part of that 4 consecutive Super Bowl appearances? I just answered my own
it.
question saying
when
he
you
backed up quarterback Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly. Yeah. And I think Jim Kelly got injured, and Frank Reich did come in and take over.
He took over.
Matter of fact, I'm curious about something. You just made me all around curious.
No, I was going to say, I don't know what I can tell you. I guess it's just the fact of the matter. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, whatever question you was curious about or whatever you was curious about.
Well, I'm just curious. I'm just curious about Frank Reich and his career. What have he done in his career? I'm just curious. He's right-handed. He's 6'4", 210 pounds. Born December 4th, 1961. He is 56 years old. He played his first 9 seasons with the Buffalo Bills from 1985 to 1994. 5 of those years. Actually, he played his first year. He didn't play much. He only threw 1 pass for 1 completion. He played 1 game. Second year, played 3. Third year, played 3. And that's when pretty much their whole back-to-back Super Bowls, even losing, came into play. 1989. I think it started, 1990?
I think so.
Or 91, something like that.
Around there. Yeah, it was somewhere around there.
He started 7 games in 1989, and then he started 16 games for 3 consecutive seasons.
Wow.
Through well, that's odd. That's interesting. He must not have played a whole lot of games when you think about it. Yep, that's what it is. He didn't start a whole lot. He started 3 games in 89, started 2 games in 90, and started 1 in 91. He really didn't play much. He didn't really start playing that much until he went to the Jets. He started 7 of his 10 games. And then that's when he went to Detroit for the final 2. Yeah, for the final 2. For his final 2 years, he went to Detroit, started 6 games out of the 14 he supposedly had played. So, I mean, he didn't do too bad as a backup quarterback. He threw a total of close to maybe 80, 90 something interceptions. Threw 40 touchdowns. Okay, here we go. Yep, 36 interceptions, 40 touchdowns.
All right, Mr. Reich.
So, yeah.
Lead us on, my man.
Yeah, lead us on. Get Andrew Luck better. Moving on to a non-topic of sports. 9/11. Should 9/11 be a national holiday?
What, by being orchestrated by George Bush?
Yeah, should it be a national holiday?
It's kind of hard to say because
I agree.
It's because of a president that decided that he wanted to set this up as a terror thing for whatever reason. And I would have said no, but then you got to think about the brave men and women that, did what they did.
That would be the whole purpose of them. That would be the whole purpose of him that being a holiday.
Absolutely.
Like Veterans Day, Labor Day, Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
It would just be labeled as September 11th.
I
So
don't see
on
why
that
not.
behalf, I don't see why not either.
I don't either.
But the reasons behind it shouldn't.
It should.
But it was all just raised out mainly by money being missing, $10 trillion being missing from the Pentagon. September 10th made that announcement. That's one reason. Another reason is because of supposedly revenge from the 1993 attack. They wasn't able to bring it down the first time, allegedly. So 2001, let's give this another shot. That's another reason. And so many reasons to go on. I've researched this for years. Couldn't research it back when I was in the 8th grade. We didn't have the technology that we have now. You better believe I said
putting it out there, so yeah.
I have read up on a lot of stuff about this. So yeah. And then it makes it even far more interesting. It was the first time that I actually had seen that guy on the overpass of 465. I've heard about it every year on the news that he's out there. And for the first time, I actually seen it on the overpass of 465 North. I was on my way to work and I seen it, just waving the flag. He sits out there, waves the flag all day.
Wow.
And I actually seen that. It was the first time I ever seen that.
Was it the big flag he had in hand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. He does that as a part of charity, I believe, if I'm correct.
Good for him.
Yeah.
It's very good for him.
Moving on, not a whole lot left here. Tuesday, September 11, 2018, honorable mentions. Of course, all the 9/11 tributes to all the firemen, first responders on this in particular day, that many people that lost their lives, people that was inside the World Trade Center. A lot of people always have talked about, in particular, hero that was not a part of first responders or anything like that. They gave great contribute to him to make sure that all of his employees was out, and he ended up dying when it happened. So these were all tributes to 9/11. They go through that every single year. And there was also an article, Darrell, that could be of interest when the World Trade Centers went down. You know, a lot of people lost businesses. I don't know if you've seen that entrepreneur newsletter where they talked about how to rebuild after a loss. Read it.
I haven't read it, so
read it.
That'll be nothing on my checklist.
Yeah, it's a checklist that we were supposed to have gone through the other night, and I never actually sat down and watched. Players only, Grant Hill, Jason Kidd, they get to watch it. Which reminds
me to do what I need.
Yeah. Which reminds me, before I continue, did you watch Grant Hill's and Ray Allen's speech for the Hall of Fame? Watch it. Watch it. Let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me tell you something. Ray Allen, that suit he had on, I would be best buddies with him just to rob that suit. I'll rob it.
Shoot me here, shoot me now.
Why?
Shoot me here, shoot me now.
Why?
You want to be best buddies with somebody just to rob a suit? Well, I can't talk. I do that to somebody at work.
Hello?
But it's not with a suit, though. It's a car.
Closing cars. Darrell, really?
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
But listen to Ray Allen's speech. He was talking real. He was talking real, period. He was talking real.
I heard Steve Nash was talking real, too.
I didn't get to finish watching his, but he was talking real, too. I'm about halfway done with his. This was 21 minutes long. I watched Ray Allen's because his was about 15. You see who he had walk with him into the Hall of Fame?
Reggie Miller?
I was very shocked by that. Did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. They sitting there telling each other, oh, you're the best shooter. Oh, no, you're the best shooter. Nah, y'all both the best. Y'all both the best. Y'all both the best. Ray, I don't care if you did beat Reggie. If Reggie would have lasted longer, you probably wouldn't have beat Reggie. But y'all still the best. Y'all both are probably one of the best three-point shooters I've ever seen in my life. Okay.
Agreed.
I'm done.
Agreed.
I'm done. Wednesday, September 12, 2018, honorable mentions. Once again, Martavius Bryant. Did the Raiders sign a difference maker? We already talked about this. The answer is could be yes, but it's really no.
There's really no.
You really need a defensive impact.
Yeah.
If Martavius Bryant was a linebacker and had great potential, then yes.
Let me tell you, I'm just going to tell you right off the bat that this is the Raiders being desperate. So this is what I think would have happened if they actually would have had a difference maker. If Brian Urlacher came out of retirement. That would have been a different maker. But that's desperation.
Well,
now.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't going to say nothing else.
Well, the thing is, John Gruden don't know talent when he sees it, in my personal opinion.
And that's funny. You run yourself to do these QB camps when you was with ESPN.
Well, do you see a difference there? You see a difference?
Darren, I really don't see a difference.
It's quarterbacking. That's probably one of his better suits. Not great, but better. Not great.
But Derek Carr would have been a lot better, in my personal opinion, in week 1. He proved to be jack crap.
This is why I say he's better. Not good, not the greatest, not a Frank Reich, not a Peyton Manning, not a Tom Brady. Well, I don't want to say Tom Brady. Thank you for telling me that.
Think about that carefully.
Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's not one of them, but he's better. The only thing he can do is sit down and study film, but he really, to me, can't go out there and perform. That's just me personally.
Very interesting.
The 2003 Tampa Bay Buccaneers that everybody want to throw that in my face, you go right ahead. So?
I'm sorry. That's not proving nothing.
They ain't proving nothing to me either. Because they went down the toilet after that. Especially after that devastating loss that the Indianapolis Colts handed them. They went down after that.
And blew them out on top of that. And then come back. Were they down 4 touchdowns?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
4 touchdowns within a minimal time. Yeah. Something's wrong with that picture.
John Gruden. That's the problem. John Gruden.
Well.
Tony Dungy built that team. John Gruden just finished the rest of the work. He really didn't have to do nothing with it. What did he have to do with it?
They have the players to do it.
At least he was smarter than what he is now. I will say that.
And it was so, and you know what's so crazy about that? What's so crazy about that is when Dungy got fired from the Buccaneers and John Gruden had taken over, the Colts had hired him. Guess what Dungy had to do then?
He had to rebuild.
Exactly.
He had to rebuild. He had to rebuild all over again to a team that he had already built and made NFC champions.
And that was the Buccaneers. And then he turned the Colts into contenders.
It took what, a year? Took them a year.
What, to get in the playoffs? Yeah.
It took them a year. The first year they didn't make it because they finished 6-10. Had a lot of reconstructing to do. That following year, that's when they started going 10-6, 13-3, 14-2, 12-4, mainly 12-4. One time they went 14-2 and 13-3. Other than that, they were either 11-5, 10-6, or 12-4.
Yeah.
Lastly but not least, honorable mentions for Thursday, September 13, 2018. Fitzgerald High School that school community is going to come together to remember a slain student in Warren, Michigan. Bakersfield shooting. Gunmen and 5 victims killed in Bakersfield shooting were identified on Thursday. He went on a rampage shooting in Kern County, killing wife and 4 others before killing himself. And that source came from ABC 30. Jabari Bird, prosecutors allege he strangled a woman 12 times. That's 12 times, according to the prosecutor. Ric Flair marries longtime love Wendy Barlow.
Hold up. Before you continue, I had to take a. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I had to. I have somebody that works with at the job. Name Wendy Barlow. Ain't that something?
Scary, ain't it? Let me point out something else. Ric Flair and Wendy Barlow have a gap of 19 years apart.
Oh, of course.
I just thought I'd throw it out there because a lot of people always seem like that it's always an issue with people, having relationships with people 20 years, 15 years, 10 years apart. There's nothing wrong with it.
Some people are just not smart with their thinking.
Well, I mean, what's not smart is dating somebody that could practically be your mama. This is 19 years apart, Darrell. No, that don't work like that.
I was gonna give you a hard time.
No, it don't work like that, player. No, bruh. We got 25 on mom. They got 30 on dad. Nah, bro. It don't work like that, man. Nice try, though.
I sure was gonna give you a hard time.
Yeah,
I was gonna give it to you.
Nice try. And then lastly but not least, Tupac. He was trending. His death and how he died. A lot of people are still talking about this. A lot of people believe he's alive. A lot of people that believe that he is dead. This is the ongoing debate that has been going on since, 1996?
22 years.
And still being debated. Oh, there's a lot of things that's still been debated, but this right here is one of them.
Yeah, this takes the cake. A lot of people think that he's in Cuba alive.
Who knows?
Saying, man.
Well, there you have it, Darrell, ladies and gentlemen. That's our trends for the week. September 8th through the 15th. Of course, actually take that back. Through the 13th. We'll have 12th. The rest 12th. Today's 12th? No, today's 13th. Up until the 13th. I put in for today's too.
The 13th. My apologies.
I
forgot I had to do my answers for the 12th.
Well, I will have the rest of the trends for Friday and part of Saturday on the podcast on Saturday when we are actually doing that. It'll be available on the ticker line. All right, let's go ahead and Darrell, let's restart back up Quiz-mania.
Shouldn't be long. So, before Darren, you give your answer, I'm going to repeat the question. As the MLB season is coming to an end, who has the most consecutive games with a home run? Now, this is anytime, all time. So, Darren, whenever you get ready to spell out your answer, hit it, Jack.
When there's a junior, there's
what?
When there's a junior, there's one of my greatest. Ken Giffrey Jr.
One of the smoothest dudes that could ever go up the bat.
Yes, sir. the greatest, in my personal opinion, of modern age. We're not going to go back into the 50s and 60s and the 70s because there's too many there. But in the behalf of the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s,
and the ones taking steroids, King Gifford Jr.
Yeah, King Gifford. He's the only one I know that's not taking steroids. There's no proof of it, and he has had he's had some struggles up and down too. But that man knew how to get back on track.
All right, can't hear you, my man. Sorry. Anyway, so King Gifford Jr. playing for the Seattle Mariners at the time.
Wow.
He had he was playing with the Seattle Mariners at the time, and this streak had went on from July 20th through July 28th of 1993.
Wow.
Yep. Yes, sir, Bob. Yes, sir, Bob. So, with that being said, that is Quiz-mania question of the day. Presented by
nobody.
Nobody.
Right.
All right. Moving on to the final portion of our podcast, the final thoughts. Darren, you have any final thoughts for us?
Absolutely not.
Neither do I. I thought I did, but I don't. So, with that being said, if there's nothing else, Darren, we can wrap this on up and get on out of here.
Yes, sir.
All righty, that is another edition of Don't Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, give this video a thumbs up. How you feel about today's show? Just comment on the comment section below as usual. And of course, we're on the social media sites, so Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you have any questions for us in particular, just hit us up there. If you like them, we'll share them on our next recording. Of course, we're on iTunes. Give us a review. Rate our show. See if we find ways to improve on our show also. And, of course, hit that subscribe button for YouTube. But until then, I'm Darrell. Darren's on the opposite side.
Yes, sir.
All right, catch up with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then, ciao.
Ciao. Goodness.
Michael Burris. Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Darrell Watts. Now, there's an understatement that always goes, that has always been true from day one when sports decided to come out, is that it can be very unpredictable. And of course, that's always been the statement, that's always been so true. And depending on how you look at it, it can be very unpredictable. But with Double Take Sports Talk, we just throw some entertainment in there. Even if we don't get predictions right or theories don't come out right, we always just throw a little entertainment into the mix. So why not just have a little fun with it? That's how predicting can be so fun if you make an entertainment out of it. But other than that, of course, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But anyway, we're on social media around the globe here. We're on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can hit us up on our fan page at the Watch Brothers. You can hit us up on Twitter at DTST2414. And, of course, you can hit us up on Instagram, Double Take Sports Talk. So, YouTube, subscribe. You can share. You can do all the good stuff. Do anything that you would like. We're just trying to grow a podcast here, folks. We're also on the iTunes. You can download our episodes there. We're on the video, of course, and we're on the audio portion too. So either way that you can enjoy this podcast, you can do it audio, we do it on video. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the podcast. And until then, ciao.